Okay, well, I'm going to take a different tack from the other panelists. I'm going to talk about robots today, not robots in the future. Robots are being used by soldiers for the first time in combat situations in Afghanistan and Iraq, and these are iRobots. Robots, last fall, they explored some shafts in the Great Pyramids where people hadn't been for 5,000 years. These were iRobots. And consumers across the country are using autonomous robots in their home, little cleaning machines. Hundreds of thousands of users, and these are iRobots. I want to take the next 20 or so minutes just to talk about some of these robotic developments. The first one is the Pyramid Exploration Project. National Geographic came to us and said, you guys have lots of great robotic technology for exploration. We need some help. There's some shafts in the Great Pyramid that we can't get a look in, and the archaeologists really want to see what's beyond where they could get, other types of devices. And, saying no to National Geographic is kind of like saying no to mom or apple pie, so we said, okay. So we took some of our military technology combined with some work we're doing down in oil wells, and we kind of looked at what was needed to get up into these 45-degree, hundreds of foot-long shafts in the Great Pyramid. And so what was born was the Pyramid rover. We took the rover, a team of people from the company, and sent it over to support the archaeologists on a National Geographic mission. And this is what they were finding. There's these shafts about 8 inches square diameter, very, very difficult to get up to because of the length, and they were blocked by what appeared to some people to be doors. They had bronze, what could be handles sticking out in 2 places. You can see them in this picture. And the task that they gave us was, can you see beyond the doors? And so what we did was we sent up a ultrasonic transducer on a robot, and the robot measured the thickness of the doors. It came back that they're about 2 to 3 inches thick, and so then the Egyptian government said, well, can you take a look beyond that? And so we went down and we hacked more robotic devices, and we designed a core drilling element and started to send that back up. And they were like, wait a minute, can you guarantee that this won't do any damage to the pyramid? Couldn't really do that, but after running it up the flagpole, doing a lot of tests down in the Queen's chamber, we finally got permission to go and drill through these blockages. And then they decided, wow, nobody's ever seen what's on the other side, so we're going to go live on Fox Television. Can you put the cameras through while Fox is running, to the United States prime time? So, couldn't say no to National Geographic, so we did. And robots worked flawlessly, and what they did was they looked through, and they saw that there's another blockage on the other side. But the archaeologists are thrilled because what we got was information for them. They're developing all sorts of new theories about why these shafts exist in the Great Pyramid. We went over to the other side, didn't make the TV special, and found another blockage, very similar on the other side. So there's still a mystery of what's beyond it, but it really added a lot to the knowledge of the construction of these types of pyramids. And it's just one example of robots being used for practical applications in the real world. Here's another one. Robots are being used in Afghanistan today, in Iraq today. I love this statement, the robot should go in first. And I strongly believe that if there's a dangerous situation and it's possible, put the robots at risk, don't put the humans at risk. And we're really, pushing hard on that. And, the military's really pushing hard to get people out of harm's way where possible. The robots we sent to Afghanistan started out as a DARPA research project. This is kind of the vision of the DARPA project, and you can see, the vision was the guy's holding the robots, and he's got a wearable computer system, he's got a heads-up display, the robots are really portable, and, it just struck us the real similarity to what was actually deployed in the most recent theater operations. This guy's wearing technology that came from the Land Warrior program made by Exponent Corporation. It's a transmitter chip, heads-up display. We've put some joysticks attached to it, and we're running robot control software. And from that, you can see what the robot sees, hear what it hears, and you can, send it wherever you want to go and stay safe yourself. When we first got there, the guys were, hey, we were trained to clear caves, but by the time, they're actually, crunching down to get into an opening of a cave where the last occupant was an enemy combatant, they were starting to call in the robots for all the missions. Let me just show you this robot. It's a pretty amazing device. I have a video of it running. It's hardened to 400 Gs. It can go into situations. You can see one running up the stairs here. It could get to places that robots couldn't get before. Robots of this size couldn't get before. Like they can go right upstairs. They can survive being sent into dangerous situations. They're waterproof to 3 meters, and they're really rugged pieces of military equipment. This hasn't really been seen before because most of the times robots have stayed in the laboratory. They're really, you have to protect the robot rather than send it out to do your job for you. This is showing practice with Delta Force. They were showing us how the robots would be used. And this is, we had the robots down at the World Trade Center where we put them in the hands of search and rescue personnel to see if they could be of help in searching for survivors. So the robots have been used extremely successfully in Afghanistan, where they were used mostly to clear caves and compounds. Used by 82nd Airborne, 101st Special Forces. More recently, they were used very successfully in Iraq to go into buildings, to look for ambushes, to go to denied enemy airfields where the enemy had denied. So I just want to show you a quick video of how they're being used in Afghanistan.
America's military technology continues to blur the line between science fiction and reality. And nowhere is that more evident than in Afghanistan, where United States paratroopers are fighting side by side with robots as they search the country's treacherous mountain caves. And as the following combat footage will show you, these mechanical commandos are a force to be reckoned with. Look out, Al-Qaeda! One of these babies is gonna come out. I'm sorry, I'm getting a note right here, and that's, I'm sorry, that was not the right footage. I had the wrong footage. That is not the robot that is fighting with our American troopers. Where is the right tape? Do we have that? Is it? Okay, that's the robot. Okay, that's not. Where's the laser cannon? Where's the glowing eyes?
So I'd like to say thanks a lot, Stan. You're definitely a tough act to follow.
That's for sure.
So we've added the lasers and the glowing eyes, plus an 8 degree of freedom on, because we just can't take that. But in the interest of time, I'm going to move on to what we're doing in the consumer space. That's probably what most folks in the audience have heard about our company today. We learned late 90s by taking surveys that 2/3 of middle American households would purchase a home cleaning robot for a certain price. This didn't really come as a surprise to us. For example, when I introduced myself as, I founded a robotics company, the first thing people would say to me is, well, can I get one to clean my home? And, that was going on for like 10 years. So we knew there was a big market there. But what's really, great about these types of feelings and demographics is that we're not talking about the early adopter market like most of the people in this room. This was really going into, folks who, they really just want products that work. It doesn't have to be the absolute coolest thing. So what we came out with was Roomba, which is an intelligent floor vac. Maybe someone could turn it on down there. It's a very compact, very efficient device that can automatically clean your floors. So what we've done is we delivered a fully autonomous robot system to the market. It can go around almost any home entirely on its own, no matter if you have chairs, couches, anywhere, your dog tray. It doesn't fall down the stairs. It gets full coverage. And what people would say to us is, cool vacuum. And we absolutely love that. Because people aren't perceiving this as a robot. People are perceiving this as a very good vacuuming device. But since this is SIGGRAPH, I wanted to tell you a little bit about the technology. The real technological innovations in this come of two forms. In both cases, cost is, the driving factor. This thing is on the market for $199.95, so less than $200. Navigation, it's got infrareds, it's got switches on it detects if it's being picked up, it detects if it sees a cavity or it sees stairs, it won't fall down them. And we've been able to do that by really looking at the sensors at a very low level and using very small microprocessors to interpret the data. Building up lots of rules that all run in parallel. What's really very, very unique about this device is its escape behaviors. If it gets into a situation that's very difficult for a robot, all the intelligence on board to get it, going back on its path. And the other aspect of the technology is cleaning. Our company's been able to really think out of the box in cleaning because, we're not a cleaning company, we're a robot company. But what we saw is we needed to much more low-power cleaning so we could have a sweeper vacuum that does a very effective job. And so what we did is we divided cleaning into two parts. One is large bits, and the other is smaller particulate. And the large bits in this device are being swept up by a sweeper flapper mechanism, reserving the vacuum for the small particulate. And so we're able to put smaller nozzles because we're only sucking up the dust with the vacuum, which gives us equivalent airflow to an upright vacuum. So, when we compare it to an upright, people might, think we wouldn't suggest people throw away their upright because it's very good on, shag carpet. It's very good on very thick carpets. And it's very good if you have the time to do it. But the Roomba on linoleum, on tile, on wood, it actually does a better job cleaning. And it also has a real advantage is that it goes right under furniture, right under the places where, people don't always get. So we started out in the early adopter channels, Brookstones, the Sharper Image, Hammacher, Schlemmer. And what we found is it was driving people to the stores that don't normally go to that type of an outlet. And so now the robots are available in all sorts of places where people would normally go to purchase a vacuum. And that's just been great. And again, it's really been a hugely successful commercial product, and it's a fully autonomous robot. So what we're doing at iRobot is our goal is to deliver robots that give much more value than they cost. Our robots are like PCs or to computers. We're getting into the hands of consumers, and we're doing it in a big way. We really believe that this is where things are happening in robotics, in business. We're building up the capabilities, and they'll evolve over time. And they'll really amaze. What they'll evolve into in 10 years will just really amaze people, just as our PCs have. And thank you, and please come and check out the robots when we're done.